What's up, nerds? This is Earth Nerd Atkins, and welcome to another installment of 4 Minute First, where we give you a fast first impression of a new #1 issue in 4 minutes or less. This week, we're taking a look at Rocket #1, as in Rocket Raccoon, from the ever-increasing in popularity, and rightfully so, Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, if you're better at comics than me, the cover holds more than one familiar face. Flanking Rocket, you might recognize Scatterbrain, Numbers, Pharaoh 2, China Doll, and Hard-Boiled Henry. For the rest of you, these 5 are members of TechNet, a group of bounty hunters created by Alan Davis in 1985 that have been pretty much exclusive to Excalibur and Captain Britain titles and haven't really been seen since 1998. Now, Rocket enlists their help when a female otter named Ada, an old partner and love interest turned backstabber of his, begs him to help her stop the environmentally destructive industrialization of her home. The first issue feels a lot like Ocean's 11 or The Italian Job. Writer Ewing does a bang-up job of making the infiltration of the bank vault fun and smart, while quickly but effectively highlighting each of the motley crew's strengths and utilities. Numbers is the brains of the operation and narrates its execution in text boxes. Ada blocks the AI bouncer's underwater coolant intakes. China Doll shrinks the door with a touch. Pharaoh 2 is the muscle and complains about having to take out a bunch of guards non-lethally, while Scatterbrain scrambles the minds of a couple in keeping with that rule. And last but not least, Hard-Boiled Henry, a walking time bomb, does what bombs do best. Speaking of Hard-Boiled Henry, I love him already, and we just met. His monologue is hilariously epic, and his post-explosion statement of regret is the cherry on top of a truly great first impression. After the successful infiltration, Numbers votes Rocket takes over as the new TechNet leader. But the contents of the vault might well affect that suggestion. But hey, no spoilers here. I've never read anything featuring any members of TechNet. I've only ever heard Jay and Miles gush about them on Jay and Miles Explain the X-Men. But they told me that they picked up Rocket #1 based on TechNet's presence alone for what that endorsement is worth. And if you don't know who Jay and Miles are, I'll leave a link in the description to their site and our post that pitches their podcast as a must for X-Men fans. As for Adam Gorham's art, very few things, if any, go without some sort of texture throughout the book. I couldn't spot a single item anywhere that had a simple solid color fill. This gives each page, each panel, every setting, every background, every character a visual that doesn't bore the eyes. And this Hard-Boiled Henry page is fantastic in every way. Have I mentioned yet that Hard-Boiled Henry is my new favorite? Because he is. I want more Hard-Boiled Henry. Overall, I found Rocket #1 to be a solid read, although I must confess that the majority of my remaining interest in this series rests with the members of TechNet. I'll be curious to see, too, if Ewing delivers more of that great heisty feel that he hit out of the ballpark in this first issue. That's a direction and a flavor that I could follow. That's it for this episode of 4 Minute Firsts. If you like what you're seeing, give the video a like, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss these or any other video content that we might offer in the future. And as always, the kindest and bestest thing that you could do is share anything of ours that you find noteworthy, whether it be from YouTube, nerdsonearth.com, or even from iTunes. Oh yeah, did I mention that we have a podcast focusing on Paizo's Starfinder called The Drift? Because we do. I'll leave a link to that in the description below as well. Check it out when you get a chance. But for now, later nerds.